Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. Had a conversation earlier today with a Slender for Life weight loss client. This was her third session, and she was talking about all the Diet Coke and other diet beverages that she drinks, and she's been tricking herself into thinking that by drinking diet she was doing herself a favor. She used to drink straight sodas and the sugar-laden ones, and was putting on weight, and so she switched to diet beverages, even though she didn't really like them, but she thought it would actually help her with weight loss. And I told her about my experience of when I used to weigh 110 pounds more than I do now, and how I used to drink just gallons of Coke, and then I switched to Diet Coke, kind of the same idea of trying to slow down the weight gain and help me let go of some weight, and the process that I went through to get off the diet beverages. And I shared with her that my experience over the years with Slender for Life is that when folks have been drinking 4 to 6 or more diet beverages per day, and the best track record I have on it is Diet Pepsi and Diet Coke, that once we get them totally off that diet beverage, we can go another 4 to 6 weeks with very little weight release until some of those chemicals start flushing out of the body, and the body will actually start letting go of the weight. But more significantly than that, I talked about the various studies that point out how aspartame, NutraSweet, tricks the hypothalamus into thinking that you haven't consumed enough calories. Even though you've eaten enough food, you're drinking that diet beverage, it's telling you that you want to eat more. And you end up doing more snacking, going for the chips or the candy or whatever it might be, or another serving of the meal, thinking that you're still hungry, when the reality is you've consumed enough calories. Your body naturally would tell you it's consumed enough, but because of the NutraSweet, it's telling you eat more. And along with that, the NutraSweet is in and of itself addictive. It wants you to consume more NutraSweet. So it's a vicious cycle. On one hand, it's diet beverages want you to drink more diet beverages, and they're telling you you haven't eaten enough food. So it's a pretty deadly combination there. And there's more bad news about sodas. A recent chemical analysis by the Center for Science and the Public Interest, CSPI, a nonprofit nutrition watchdog group, showed that Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Diet Coke, and Diet Pepsi contain high levels of 4-MI, a known animal carcinogen. Based on a risk model used by the state of California, CSPI estimates that the 4-MI in Coke and Pepsi causes about 15,000 cases of cancer in the U.S. And of course, soda has also been linked to osteoporosis, and as well as a number of other potential diseases and illnesses. And there was a study that I just became aware of a day or so ago that was actually published in January 27th of 2012 in the Journal of General Internal Medicine. Background on the study was diet and regular soft drinks have been associated with diabetes and the metabolic syndrome, and regular soft drinks with coronary heart disease. The objective was to determine the association between soft drinks and combined vascular events, including stroke. And their conclusions were that daily diet soft drink consumption was associated with several vascular risk factors and with an increased risk for vascular events. Further research is needed before any conclusions can absolutely be made. But what they're showing there, folks, is that there's definitely potential increase in coronary events, vascular events, from the consumptions of sodas, and particularly diet beverages in particular. So if you're one of those folks like me that when I used to think that I was doing myself a favor by consuming diet beverages, forget it, you're not. You really got to stop drinking the liquid candy, get off the sodas, Coke, Diet Coke, or what, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, whatever it is, 7-Up, the oranges, root beers, whatever it is that you've been consuming. It's time to stop that and get back to drinking water. That's what your body needs, is water. And you're wondering, well, how can I do that? You know, I don't like water, or I want my Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, or I want my root beer. Well, folks, those are all thoughts. Those are ideas, those are decisions, choices that you've made, and you keep reinforcing them. And of course, you know, the sugar or the fake sugar keeps feeding into that reinforcement, and you're making it so. But the good news is you can very quickly and very easily learn how to use self-hypnosis, put it to work for you, and start changing your thoughts and reprogramming. It's like taking out an old cassette tape, or hitting you know, delete on a file on the computer, or you can highlight a sentence and hit delete and type in a new sentence, you know, in a Word document. That's really what self-hypnosis is like. Is you take out those old beliefs that you don't like drinking water, you do like drinking sodas, and you can change that to messages about the poisons and the unhealthy effects of drinking soda, and reprogramming, putting in new messages about how much you love drinking water and how every sip of cool, refreshing water relaxes, soothes you, calms you, refreshes you. So put self-hypnosis to work for you. And let go of those old beliefs, those old behaviors, and create new beliefs. Create new behaviors that support you in your health and your wellness. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.